Sharks have become more rambunctious over the last couple of years. Shark bites have been increasing and so have the fatalities. What's causing this, and will it become less prevalent? All we know is that sharks are attacking more often. That being said, we're going to look at the 20 scariest shark encounters this year. Make sure you remain until number 1, because this shark attack victim might just be one of the toughest we've ever met. Paddleboarders trailed by shark. A paddleboard does not provide much protection. One bump by the shark and one could fall into the water, turning the shark's day into Takeout Friday. This happened somewhere between the Bahamas and Florida during a relay race. Fortunately, the hungry shark's plans were sabotaged by carrying onlookers. They called the paddleboarder close to their boat and told the other person to sit down. Nobody was injured during this event, fortunately, and it could have been much worse. Shark rams kayak. A man called Scott Haraguchi was having a peaceful day and catching some fish less than a mile off the coast of Oahu, Hawaii. Everything was so peaceful, what could possibly go wrong? Well, some tiger shark had other ideas. Just when Scott was at his most relaxed, the massive animal decided to ram his kayak. Haraguchi was shocked and let out an expletive in the moment. He says that when he looked at the footage later, he was shocked at how close he had come to meeting his maker. Great white attacks oar. This kayaker was not even far from the shore in this clip. Somewhere in South Australia, this man had just started out on his kayak trip when it happened. You can see the moment the great white decided to taste the man's oar on its right side. Shark kinda nibbles at the oar and lets go. By the size of the great white, the man in the kayak must have thought he was a goner. Fortunately for him, the shark wasn't aggressive. Shark attacks swimmer. This one's a bit shocking. Vladimir Popov, a 24-year-old Russian tourist, was swimming with his girlfriend near the shore of a resort in Hurghada, Egypt on June 8, 2023, when a 4-meter tiger shark attacked him. His girlfriend managed to flee as the shark began tearing Vladimir apart. The tragic accident occurred in front of Vladimir's father. Sadly, Vladimir kept yelling his father's name for help during the predator attack, and he did not survive. May he rest in peace. Shark bites kid. This one isn't quite as bad as it sounds, nor as bad as the last one. A kid in a wetsuit is still in the water and talking to a man after throwing him a fish. They talk for a second or two, and then all of a sudden a shark appears and takes a bite of the child. Unfortunately, the video stops there, but by the size of the shark and the lack of force, we're sure he was probably alright. 59-year-old attacked by shark. This attack happened about 150 meters from a floating pontoon in a town in New Caledonia. It was about 4 p.m. when onlookers heard the man screaming. One can see splashes in the water as the other beachgoers rushed out to it. It would later be determined the man was attacked by a bull shark. Lifeguards and 2 paddleboarders responded, but were too late. The victim sustained injuries to his arms and one leg and later passed away. Woman almost feeds herself to shark. Ocean Ramsey is a beautiful marine biologist who has a fascination and love for sharks. She's often seen swimming with some of the largest and most dangerous sharks in the world. She's about to dive in and sticks her face into the water, and right at that moment, a shark opens its mouth and waits for lunch. Man behind her gave a nervous laugh when he realized just how close it had been. 58-year-old woman attacked. 58-year-old Caroline de Placido was snorkeling in the Bahamas when she was attacked and killed by a shark. She arrived via cruise ship from Erie, Pennsylvania. What should have been idyllic turned into a nightmare for her family when the water turned red with her blood. A bull shark had accosted her and bit her on the left side of her body. She died before reaching the hospital. 21-year-old woman killed by 3 tiger sharks. Jordan was snorkeling near Rose Island in the Bahamas when they were ambushed by a group of tiger sharks. Lindsay was attacked and the sharks tore her right arm off and bit her in various parts of her body. Her mother tried to get her to shore, but the college student died due to loss of blood. The whole family's vacation turned to shock, and they went back home to mourn Jordan. Shark almost comes ashore. I always told myself the day sharks come to get us on dry land, I'd move to Mars. Better start the rockets, cause it's happened. Well, almost. A woman was walking her dog near Martha's Vineyard when a shark decided to take a closer look. After the shark made his choice, he decided to go ashore and eat her dog. She and her dog got the fright of their lives, after which the predator left them alone. Just a few meters more and the world would have changed. Spearfisher bitten leg. Spearfishing can be a lot of fun, but when you catch fish, you're in the same domain as sharks. 20-year-old Kevin Blanco was spearfishing with his friends. They went 70 feet down to get a fish he had shot when all of a sudden a bull shark attacked Kevin. The bull shark bit the man's legs twice. His friends had to put a tourniquet onto his leg to stop the bleeding and save his life. If they hadn't, Kevin probably would have bled out. Everglades man pulled off boat by shark. Those of us who have watched shark movies know you never put your hands or feet in the water. This man did it and was surprised by a shark. The group of friends were out fishing when the man in white decided to wash his hands in the water. The moment's quick, but we can just make out the shark pulling him into the water. Unfortunately, the clip ends there. Really, we can only hope that he's fine with his friends there. Malabar attack. Some passerby in a boat witnessed a horrifying scene when they filmed this. A great white was attacking a man in the water in Little Bay, Malabar, New South Wales, Australia. There is not a lot of info available about this attack, but a man can be heard saying the man is still in the water. In the footage, we can just make out a struggle in the water and the water turning red. We're assuming it didn't end well for the victim. Dangers of shark bites. Sharks are so dangerous because of what their teeth can do with a single bite. Few things show that as clearly as in this video. Sport fishermen can be seen reeling in their catch and there's something happening in the water with blood. When it's close enough, we see the shark trying to steal their catch. It's only when what is left of the catch is reeled aboard that we see that only half of the fish is left. The shark had bitten off the other half. Woman attracts tiger shark. This woman seems to be unaware that this massive shark is following her, but when she turns around to face it, she gets the surprise of her life. She's actually a well-known shark expert showing us how not to act around sharks. She says one should stop splashing, then turn around to face the animal and place your hand on its nose. After that, try to hold on for just a minute, and then she says one should get out of the water. That I can agree with. Surfer attacked. A male surfer was out surfing near Margaret River in Perth, Australia when a shark decided today it was time for some man flesh. The shark launched at the surfer, sending his surfboard flying, and the shark then bit his leg. The surfer was forced to paddle 600 meters to the beach where a nurse helped him. All the while, he was bleeding heavily and the terrified shark was coming back for him. He was driven to a hospital where he started his path back to full health. Woman attacked near shore. A woman was minding her own business floating on an inflatable mattress just off the coast in clear blue water. The area is called kelp beds and is notorious for shark attacks. She was attacked right off of her mattress and bitten in the torso. A couple who had happened to be nearby went to her rescue and dragged her out of the water. The medical staff of the town and Esperance were later praised for the work they did to save her life. All's well that ends well, as it could have been much worse. Shark attacks man in plexiglass cage. Yeah, that's a great idea. These idiots decided to float a man dressed like a seal in a thin plexiglass cage in the middle of the ocean among sharks. What did they think was going to happen? At first everything seemed like it was going to be okay, but all of a sudden one of the sharks decided to warn the man why they need to be respected. It came almost out of nowhere and took one massive bite out of the flimsy floating box. The man narrowly missed becoming shark food in this incident. Woman bitten while cooling off. On July 4th, a shark decided to have its own little celebration. A woman was simply walking in the water when she felt something grab onto her leg. It didn't want to let go and she had to pry it off. Turned out it had been a shark and the shallow water probably saved her life. The shark left deep puncture marks which were treated by medical personnel. The doctor who treated her said she had never seen anybody that calm after a shark bite. You can only wonder how many shark bites they treat. See you all next time.